Let's go. Yo. Get up, nah, I ain't a quitter. Toss me the ball, I'm a really big hitter. Big picture, I'm a straight killer. Rising the song to the highest bidder. Got juice, got gas, I'ma move fast. New shoes, new tracks, like who's that? I'm new, come back, better than last. Yeah, it's a new me, never gonna look back. Never gonna look back. Cause damn, I was built to last. You move slow and I move fast. And that's facts.
What's up, Chicago Bears fans? I am Dustin Jones, coming to you for another episode of Chicago Sports Podcast, Monsters of the Madhouse. You can find me at 4-Star Chicago Sports Podcast as well. Thanks to everybody for joining us. Please hit that like button. Please hit that subscribe button. Leave a comment in the video. We're going to be talking about Bill Belichick today. He took an offer at UNC, right? He's now going to be the head coach of the North Carolina Tar Heels football team. I never expected that. I mean, once it started getting reported, it seemed like it was pretty likely. But the fact that this guy's not an NFL coach is crazy to me. But good for him. I think I mentioned it on my show earlier this week. I mean, maybe his coaching style is just not meant for the NFL anymore. Maybe he saw the writing on the wall that coaching in the NFL was not going to be in his future. And there were some reports that came out that kind of said just that. Apparently, Bill Belichick had a team of people that included Josh McDaniels, Michael Lombardi, some good friends of his and coordinators that have worked for him and will continue to work for him that were kind of assessing what Bill's future was going to be. Because, I mean, and those guys were involved in it because that's going to be part of their future too. And they decided that the Chicago Bears, this is the most interesting thing here. They decided that they thought that the Chicago Bears were the most intriguing potential opportunity that would be available in the NFL. So that's good news for us, right? It's good news for Chicago Bears fans. Smart football people think that this will be the best job available come this offseason when it's time to fill these head coaching vacancies. But they also definitely decided that the Bears weren't going to be interested in Bill Belichick. That's being reported as to maybe the Bears are focusing towards an offensive-minded head coach. Ben Johnson coming to the top of the list for that, trying to make sure that Caleb's career is able to continue to develop and he's able to turn into that franchise quarterback that everybody wants him to be. So Bill Belichick, in deciding that, moved on, took the North Carolina job, and the rest will be history. I wish him well. I'm sure he'll do well. We'll see how it goes. What does this mean for the Chicago Bears, though? It means that, like I said, they're moving towards an offensive-minded head coach potentially. You still hear reports that Mike Vrabel is on this list very high for the Chicago Bears. It's a guy I would prefer. I mean, imagine Bill Belichick, a guy who won 6 Super Bowls, best head coach in NFL history, coaching for the Chicago Bears. I really would have loved that, guys. He's a leader. He sets a culture for a team. He creates a system that will live beyond him. That's what I believe about Bill Belichick. But I also didn't believe that he was going to be a fit with the Chicago Bears as much as I wanted that. So I'm not really surprised by this, not really disappointed. I was already kind of prepared that this would not be the case. But I think Vrabel is the next best option in terms of being that type of person that will establish that identity, put systems in place that will go well beyond him in terms of setting this franchise on the right course. All that being said, Ben Johnson seems to be a guy that the Bears might favor more. Just according to these reports, according to what Bill Belichick and his team of his panel of specialists and experts believe that the Bears are moving towards an offensive-minded head coach. I'm not sure how I feel about it. I don't want it to be offense or defense. I don't want the Bears to be approaching things that way. I want them to pick the best person for the job, no matter what background they have, no matter where they come from. I want a leader in this building that will hold this team accountable, hold the guys in the building accountable, hire a really good coaching staff, and work really, really well with whoever our GM is, most likely Ryan Poles, to turn this thing around. Bill Belichick's record is impeccable. The guy gets a 3-year deal in North Carolina. That's awesome for him. I think he's going to turn that program around here pretty quickly. You know, they just fired Mac Brown They've never had a coach like Bill Belichick in their history. So I'm excited to see what he does there. I would have been excited to see what he did with the Chicago Bears. But again, the thing that comes across to me the most out of all this news is that I believe this should be the most highly coveted job in the NFL when it comes to a head coach. Every head coach should be looking at this job, in my mind, like this is the best job available. This Chicago Bears charter franchise, major city, Caleb Williams as your franchise quarterback, and a lot of good talent on this team, minus some major deficiencies like on the offensive line and defensive line, but there's a lot of talent in other places. So this job should be appealing to anybody looking to be a head coach. Now, if you're leaning towards a Ben Johnson, how many other people are? You're going to be competing on a very competitive market with a lot of teams that want to hire this guy. So you better come with both guns loaded, and you better come ready to spend, and you better come ready to make a pitch just as much as you're ready to hear a pitch, because Ben Johnson's going to have his pick of the litter, guys. You want to go with the offensive-minded head coach, so be it. As long as it works, as long as this person is a head coach and not just an offensive coordinator, whoever that person is. But if it's going to be Ben Johnson, you're going to have a lot of people bidding on this guy. So you got to show yourself to be that most appetizing job out there for these head coaches. In my mind, you got to really do a great pitch job. And like I said, just as much as you want to hear the pitch from them, you better do a great pitch of yourself to them. Mike Vrabel's another guy who's going to be highly sought after. I think he's going to be one of the top candidates on the market. And I think the Bears should very much consider him. He would be my pick for the next head coach of the Chicago Bears of this list that we have right now. The Bears should definitely consider him, and he should very much consider the Chicago Bears because it fits in with the style that he wants to run. Apparently Bill Belichick wants to run a system that's focused on defense and ball control and running the football and doing all those things that, win football games. That's what Bill Belichick wanted to do. And it comes across like he didn't feel like that's what the Chicago Bears want to do. How much sense does that make? I don't know. You're in Chicago, guys. It's a cold weather city. You're playing outdoors. You need to run the football and beat people up in the trenches to win football games. And that's a huge advantage for you playing at home come wintertime in Chicago. It feels like 5 degrees outside right now. Caleb Williams is not going to be throwing for 300 yards in this shit. You don't want him to. Every hit he takes, it's going to hurt that much more in this type of weather. Run the football, establish that identity. Mike Vrabel's a guy that will do that. He's not just a defensive coach. He's an all-around head coach. His offenses will smash you in the mouth. I think that's a great fit with the Chicago Bears, in my humble opinion. What do you guys think? Do you think the Bears made a mistake in not entertaining the idea of Bill Belichick? What does it tell you when you hear that Bill Belichick thought that it wouldn't even be a real opportunity for him? Leave a comment on these things. Comment on the video. Tell us what you think. Who do you think should be the next head coach? Are the Bears leaning offensive-minded? Are they leading overall leader? Are they Ben Johnson, Mike Vrabel? Who would you prefer? If we're talking about just those two candidates, leave a comment on who you would prefer, Ben Johnson or Mike Vrabel. Again, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. We got a bunch of great sponsors, Bridges Scoreboard, Serendipity Ice Cream, River Street in East Dundee, TC's World of Wonders, as you can see it scrolling there on the bottom. Please check all these guys out for any needs you have. We got sponsors for every need. We're here every night of the week. We'll get you with breaking news. We'll get you with whatever you want to talk about, guys. Whatever you guys want to hear about, we'll be bringing you that content here on Chicago Sports Podcast. And like I said, you can find me on 4-Star Chicago Sports Podcast as well. I appreciate everybody for jumping in tonight. Hit that like, hit that subscribe, leave a comment on who you think the next Bears head coach should be. And if you're disappointed that Bill Belichick is not in the running for that, let us know. Thanks, guys. Bear down.